Hi, my name is Daniel Fennell, and this is my story. I'm not telling you this because I had it rough. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand how I got to where I am and the reason why I make the choices that I do. It's because of my childhood, so here it goes. I was one of four kids. My mom, she worked all the time, and my dad, he was a carpet cleaner. And my parents, to add to it, they were split up and they did not get along. So that left us four kids alone a lot. Now, from my friend's perspective, we could do whatever we wanted and no one told us to do anything. No one to tell us to do our homework, no one to tell us to do our chores, no bedtime. And when we would have sleepovers, because we had no parental supervision, just a little side story, I would ask my mom, can I have 13 friends come over? And she always said yes. So she would get on the phone with my friends, talk to their parents, convince them to agree that she would be there, and they would come over and my mom would leave. And it left us kids home alone with 13 friends, and we did whatever we wanted. It was crazy. I remember from third grade up having friends over, and we would toilet paper houses and terrorize the neighborhood at nighttime. But we never got in trouble or never got caught. From my friends' perspective, they wanted to come over and they loved coming over to our house because it meant they could do whatever they wanted. Fast forward to becoming an adult, I learned real fast why my friends' parents were hard on them, because they didn't want their kids to grow up to become young adults with no life skills. But don't get me wrong, it wasn't all bad, because I remember at a young age noticing how families were different. It was like in my mind a tape recorder turned on and I began to take notice other families, what was a healthy family versus a dysfunctional family that I was living in. What I would watch TV shows, sitcoms, and watch those TV families, and I would take notice, like, that is how a family functions. That's how it should be. That's how it ought to be. Even though to my friends it seemed like I was living a fun life with no rules and I could do whatever I wanted, I always, deep down, wanted a parent. Don't get me wrong, my parents, they worked hard and they did the best they could, but I always wanted someone to take interest in me. So fast forwarding to 19 years old, I was hired at a job, after school program. And because of my past, I knew that I wanted to become the man who I always wished somebody would be to me. So any conference or reading material I could get my hands on to develop my skill with working with kids, I would consume. And I was determined to become the man that I wish would have been for me. And I was doing everything for that reason until I became a Christian. I began volunteering at my church in the kids department and quickly became a lead volunteer for 5th grade. But something inside of me had changed. My motivation was different. I wasn't using my skill anymore for myself. Instead, I wanted to teach kids about God and wanted to find creative ways to tell stories. I added cinematic music and video, and I would get real dramatic. And I found out that I have a talent for performing. Fast forwarding to today, after a lot of hard life lessons, I now volunteer at my church teaching 3rd grade. And as my day job, I'm a video editor and animator. So that's what brings me to the purpose for SetApart.media. My passion is to bring the Bible to life and connect each lesson week by week. I believe that God has put me on this earth to teach kids stories from the Bible, connect each story, and inspire kids to seek out for themselves how amazing God's Word is. So I look back at my journey and I think, how amazing God is that He used everything that I went through for the best of His purpose and His will. And that right there, in a nutshell, is my story. Thanks for listening.